So nature is a book of life that we need to always keep reading, studying. Study nature if you want to understand yourself. Study nature if you really want to understand, the power of creation within thyself. Study nature if you really want to tap into the higher self, tap into that infinite consciousness within. There is a whole lot of things that you're going to achieve, when you study the lessons written in the book of life in nature. Nature being a scroll. You see, as an example, let's look at reeds or a reed. Reed grow where in swampy areas or where there is a constant supply of water, So sometimes we found reeds, growing right in the middle of the river or by the river bank, find that this whole vegetation, expansive vegetation of reeds, So there is a time when it's raining. And the river, you find that the river is flooded, it's rolling heavy logs, it's rolling rock boulders, So the reeds in their DNA, in their mind, in their survival mechanism, what do? They calculate the velocity, of this flowing water and the intensity thereof. Then they find that they cannot stand the pressure, So if they are to be rigid, they are going to be broken down, by this pressure of the velocity. So reeds decide to lie low, toward the direction of the water flow. Reeds just lie low, humble like that, Then when the water subsides, what happens? The reed start growing up again. They become up, and life continues. So what lesson are we drawing from there? The reed in their intelligence, they understand that they need to survive. Life need to go on. Life need to continue. So this flood in the river is not a year-out thing. It's momentary. It's temporary. So it will pass. The water will subside, and life will need to continue, and we will need to multiply. So the reed keep multiplying their selves within that swampy area or within that river, even in the middle of the river. You check. So that is nature. That is a page, one of the pages in the book of life in nature, whereby we need to read the page, study the page, and draw a life knowledge, draw life information, draw life inspiration, out of that. That is God talking to us. That those are our creators talking to us to motivate courage in us, to motivate, survival mechanisms, within us, so that we will never be destroyed by anything that is just passing by. Let what's passing by pass by. It's found you there. Let it pass by and leave you there, and your life continue. Never be destroyed by something that thing's passing by, because now, you'll be like, oh, this thing was just passing. It wasn't coming to you. It wasn't coming to stay also in you. It's just passing by, But then now you give in yourself unto that. You give your authority unto that. You give your whole life power unto that. You are destroyed. Then it goes. You see, so that's something else. Be like that river. I mean, those reeds in the river. So survival, it takes that flexibility. So the reeds, tap into their flexibility so that they can bow, lie low, bend. When all is done and is over, they go up again, So yeah, man. That is intelligence naturally. That's a high form of intelligence when it comes to, containing thyself, preserving thyself, protecting thyself also, adding value unto thyself. So you need to be very strong and, flexible at the same time. Never always stand rigid. Rigid matter is bound to break to pressure. When you take a dry stick, and you a dry stick, you bend it like this, it breaks because it's rigid, so it's stubborn, So when you are stubborn in life, you are bound to be destroyed somewhere, somehow, So sometimes you need to calculate things, calculate the energy, the velocity, the intensity of the pressure of the circumstance that you are faced up with. Then, process that, neutralize, the pressure that is directed towards you. Neutralize its power so that you don't get destroyed. Instead, it's like, when you are doing the sport of martial arts, so what they do is there is a technique whereby you don't always need to block, the punches or the kick. There is a time when you need to duck it, just duck it. When you duck, what happens is the force is just lost in the air. The intensity, the pressure of the kick, of the punch is lost in the air. It doesn't come into contact with you. Should it come into contact with you, if the intensity and the force is so high, it can break you. It can hurt you. You check. So there's a point where you don't necessarily need to block, anyhow. You can just duck that kick, duck that punch, duck that slap, duck that chop. That intensity of the energy and the pressure that was, directed unto you, is just dissolved in thin air. That's how we neutralize energy, of prey or the pressure, of any, throughout any circumstances or situation that we might find ourselves in. But if you were to be rigid, you'll want to face up with everything every time. There are moments where things are bigger than you. There are moments where the circumstance is bigger than you at the moment. You can't contain it. This thing is just, 100 kgs and you are just 1 kg. So what do you need to do then? You need to survive. Be flexible, neutralize the energy, the intensity, the pressure, so that this thing just flows and dissolves in the air. You remain, who you are. You carry on with your life, So being strong yet flexible also takes intelligence of locating opportunities. That's flexibility now, locating opportunities so that you can, use the little resources that are there, that you have, use the time that is available. You take use of that opportunity that you find, to do something that is adding towards your goal, adding towards your dream, adding towards, your aspiration and your purpose. Nature has those lessons also for us. If you walk around in the city, there is something that you are bound to see. Like we have the roads with tarmac. You find that there is a little crack or crevice in that concrete surface. There you'll find grass. Very fresh green grass, that just germinated and it's growing, it's coming to the outer surface. What did it do? It just, located this crack within this concrete surface. Then it, went through that crack until it came out. Then we can see grass growing. You see a tender plant growing out of a crack. So that is intelligence. That's flexibility, because now as it was germinating, it goes and search, where there is space to move, space to grow, So it takes flexibility, for that grass, to move like that until it comes to the outer surface through the crack in the concrete surface. That flexibility yet is strength, because the concrete surface is so hard. The grass is tender, but it has to go through. You see, it's just like the idea of a germinating seedling. The earth crust can be, of hard substance, hard, material. The leaves are so tender. Even the roots are still tender, soft, but they need to grow down. Search for wherever there is space. The roots will search wherever there is space as they grow down and, wide there. And also the leaves, as it germinate, they will just shoot up wherever there is any crack. That's flexibility, yet strength. So it understands that I cannot, bang through the earth crust. And even the plant or grass that's growing underneath the concrete surface, it understands that it cannot bang open, or explode. It doesn't have dynamite to explode this concrete surface so that it can open up space for it. So it looks for opportunities of cracks, little space. It take advantage of that. Then it comes out into the earth surface. We can now see the grass. Once it's out, it starts spreading like that. Because the whole lot of energy underneath is channeled into this vegetation or into this grass. It starts growing like that. So nature is trying to talk to us. Nature is trying to tell us something. So it takes us observing nature, reading that paragraph, in the page of nature, in the book of nature, the scroll of life, so that we can draw inspiration and, draw the courage thereof, draw the activate or ignite, invoke intelligence within, survival mechanism. There are moments and times, where things are just hard. You need to do something, but there's scarcity of resources. There is scarcity of helpers also. There is so much antagonistic element that is opposing your will, that is opposing also your intents. So what you need there, you need to be very calculative in using the little that you have in that moment, space and time, so that you can, lay one brick in this wall, or lay one layer, on the wall. Keep building. So it takes one to be very calculative. When you're calculative, you are flexible now, because now you have the power to reshuffle your plans, reshuffle your goals, restructure, your goals, reschedule your itinerary also, reframe everything in context with the moment and space, that is time, wherever you are. You see, so we can never say, I'm giving up on everything because things are not just working for me. We can't get to that point, because you can't, be in one space. Your soul is connected to many other spaces. Be aware of the connection, because in one of those connections, there are opportunities for you. So don't just focus on one thing, on one moment, and think that's the definition of your entire life. Everything is broader than what you might think. It's a matter of always, don't just go like you have these whole clubs, like you see those things they put on horses. Don't go like that. Be free to Yeah. Look aside, look back, invoke the intelligence of the old. The old, there are some people who revere the old. Why? Because it has the power of flexibility. It can turn its neck like 360 degrees. Look back, look front, look side, look down, look up. That's the old. So that's the energy, that's the creativity, that's the intelligence, of flexibility. Strong yet flexible. Flexible matter doesn't just break like that, because when you try to bend it, it goes to the shape that you are shaping. So how do you break something like maybe a belt? A belt is not like a dry stick. A dry stick, you hold it like this, you just bend it. You see, but the something that is cloth material, or something that is plastic material, it's not hard. It's not easy to break it, like a dry stick. You see, so let us have that thing within us of always, tapping into our survival mechanism, tapping into our divine intelligence in every context that we might find ourselves, so that we can survive the times, the trials. Remember, nobody is in control of what is yet to come into their life space. You can't determine how people will react to you, what people will say of you, what people will do unto you. You don't have power over that. Stuff can happen to you. People can say stuff about you, lie about you, defame your character, defile your name out there. People can do wicked things unto you. So you don't have power over, what they can do, what may happen, but you have full authority as to how do you respond to to the reality as it comes. So what is your state of mind? What is your state of spirit? Are you shy? Are you aggressive? Are you assertive? Those are the three elements. This is how we always react to certain realities, and things that come into our life spaces. It's either you'll be shy, then you like a tortoise, you go into your shell, or like a snail, or you are aggressive, you just snap like a cobra now, ready for a fight, When you are aggressive, remember you are forcing your body to generate a lot of energy, So a lot of mechanisms get interrupted, within their biological assembly. You are bound to get hurt, seriously hurt inside when you are in that state of aggression, But you can be assertive, assertive. That's the positive mindset. Emotional intelligence, that is ready to neutralize the pressure, let the pressure dissolve in thin air. Never let the intensity and the impact and the force, of the scenario, situation, or circumstance, to bang you and break you. Remain in that zone where you are flexible. You are flexible to change your route. You are flexible to change your schedule. You are flexible to change the people that you hang with. You are flexible to change the geographic location where you are located. You are flexible to change ideas also. So because you are intending in self-survival, you are intending or focusing on your success. You know what you want. How you want it, how you're going to get it is another story. That is where strength and flexibility comes in now. You see, so pressure is bound to happen. Stuff is bound to happen into your life space, So you are bound to experience a whole lot of challenges in life. Let's look at the sun. We spoke about the sun earlier on. The weather can change any time of the day, and you find like, wow, it was clear skies, but now heavy dark clouds just cover the skies, So this is what happens now. We cannot see the sun. The sun is invisible. The sun is swallowed in the belly of the thick, dark clouds. But its light, is penetrating through the dark clouds. It can be cumulonimbus clouds. Those cumulonimbus clouds. The rain clouds. The sunlight penetrates through the thick darkness of the thick substance of the cloud, so that the light can shine into our spaces. So the purpose of the sun is to shine the light. No matter the challenges, the sun never give up and say, wow, it's too stormy today. I have no way. The sun knows where it is heading, to the west. And it knows it will come again in the next moment, in the next morrow. You see, so now let's have that motivation and that, that courage to understand that, some challenges are just temporary, So you don't create them sometimes. They just happen to come into your life space. They are projected into your life space, So it's how you react to it, There are people, I'm one of those people who will tell you that, my background was so hectic, so complex, complicated. I was so unfortunate in terms of background, But what I've realized later on is that all those things that, I found myself exposed to, going through, were meant for a purpose, because now I am where I am today, drawing strength from the experience and the historical experiences. You don't choose where you're gonna you be born, or how you're gonna be born, from there how things are gonna be in your life, but you can choose how you react to it. You see, so it's all about being positive minded. There are people tell you that had I not faced what I faced, had I not went through what I went through, had I not experienced the calamities, the misfortunes, the disasters, the hardships, the terrors also of what I got exposed to, I don't know how else I would have been here. I don't know how else I would have known, all this that I know, So yeah, man. Life is all about those lessons. Life it has lessons. There is nothing that is meant to destroy you. You remember, you are infinite consciousness, so you can never be destroyed. You can never die. You are always alive. You are always there, full force. So stuff can happen to you. It's meant to happen. If it wasn't meant to happen, it wouldn't have happened. So we can't be people of a victim mentality, who believe that misfortunes befall them, who believe that curses befall them always. How do you say you have manifested, you have lived according to the 10 commandments? If you have never gone through stuff, how do you claim to be a conqueror? If you have never gone through stuff, how do you, claim titles, of victory, if you've never been in any battle or any war or any fight? What am I saying here? The situation that you are facing right now in your life has a purpose to it, has a reason to it. The circumstances, no matter how terrific, horrific it might appear to be, there is a purpose. There is something you can draw out of it. Creation is destruction, and destruction is creation. That's the law of nature. So there is nothing whereby you find there is a void, emptiness. There is no emptiness in life when everything it shifts from your exposure or your control. It's actually opening up space for something new to come into that. You just got separated with your lover, your relationship, your marriage, just shattered today, and you're like, that's the end of you. That's not the end of you. That person has left because they had to leave, so it was nothing, to destroy you. Because now it's opening up space for something new. Maybe there is somebody of value, of treasure, that is meant to come into this life space. But that can only happen when you open up, unto, benevolence of the divine intelligence of the universe, as it is aligned to your purpose, So even people that come into our spaces, whatever they do, there is something that is meant for us, out of it. How would you know about betrayal if you have never been betrayed? How would you know about yourself being forgiven if you have never been violated one way or the other? How would you know yourself to be a giving person if you have never been benevolent, deep from your heart, in giving other people, in sharing with other people? How would you claim strength to be a strong person if you have never been tasted? Physically, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, So all these things have a purpose, So we need to trust in the purpose. We need to trust also in the idea, of who we are in any given moment and space and time, So yeah, we really love to break this so that we don't make it a long speech. We are not preaching here. So yeah, we're gonna be coming back after the break, where we'll go deep now into this whole idea of being strong yet flexible. The intent is to build our character, to build our personalities also, to also guide us in decision making, guide us in whatever we are going through, guide us in our choices, guiding us in how we react to stuff that we did not intently create. How do we neutralize the intensity and the weight of the burdens we are laden in our shoulders? So the important thing is to be in heaven in every moment of your time. Choose to be in heaven. Don't find yourself in the gates of hell burning, within thyself. So be in the gates of heaven each and every moment and space of your time, But it's all about the choices we make, the decisions we make, the actions that we execute. So the perceptions, the attitude, the emotional states, psychological states, etc. We're gonna be going into that right after this presentation. This is part one of be strong yet flexible, So we're going to be doing our part 2 in the time yet to come. For now, we can say kwaherini or laheri, that's how we say it, because we are still yet to see one and the other. This is not a separation thing. So yeah, from I, Zawadi, remember the idea is to bring this community, into development, to improve the value, the substance of our society. So let us come together, have a conversation, be free to interact with out here in Zawadi Fire Trade YouTube channel. Be free to just send your comments. Let us hear what you have to say so that we can, build this thing together. So yeah, motivate others also, to keep subscribing, keep viewing, keep liking, and keep commenting in each and every presentation that we put into the space within this channel. Yes, and also remember, stay tuned to Mzansi Joburg City FM through www.mzansi.fm.online, so that you can get more of this presentation and many other programs that come through, So yeah, remember this one under Mzansi Joburg City FM is Impande Zemiti. That's the program that we are running, every Monday to Friday, 9 until 11 o'clock Central African time. So stay tuned, never be left out or missed out. Yes, I blessed. So yeah, for now, we're going to be taking this short breath. When we're coming back, we'll be just going deep into our presentation and our topic.